Coach, you mentioned Tay there. Have you ever had a player just like literally take over a game? I guess from about 12, 13 minutes all the way to the end of the game.
Yeah.
It was almost like spread the floor, give him the ball, and
It
get out of
was.
his
We,
way.
we, we really wanted to make sure, and you could probably see by our design, I thought several things happened. I thought we had a little gut check at halftime. They had shot the ball really well, and kind of go back to our pregame talk. We knew that they shot more threes. They made more threes than any Division I team in the country. And one of the things that when you play a team like that, one of the things that you don't want to panic about is if they make some and get ahead of you, because generally over the course of 40 minutes, as long as you're being solid on defense, generally those will kind of go up and down. And of course, they had a really good first half. And at halftime, our message was, look, extend your defense out a little bit farther than normal, meaning that we generally would guard somebody a big step off the three-point line, outside the three-point line. Let's extend it one more step, get good solid pressure. Let's try to do our best we can to stop penetration where they can't force help and throw it out to other guys. And I thought we did a better job there. I thought we did a better job, and I'll get to Tay, Heath. The second thing I thought we did was we started passing the ball to each other. And it created – there's two plays that I think are the biggest momentum builders in basketball, and one of them is a slam dunk. The other one is the nice assist for a basket or a slam dunk. And I thought we did a beautiful job of doing that in the second half, and it paid off for us. So it was kind of a combination. And then, of course, I think Tay had just gotten said, you know what, we've been in this situation a number of times. I'm tired of us being close and losing. I'm gonna do it. And Lord, he put on. He did what we really have needed somebody to do at some point a few other times. But I thought he did it well. Y'all, I don't have to tell y'all. He did an incredible job, and I was really happy for him to have received the Player of the Week honors of the league too. But Tay's a winner. He's a winner, and he proved it.
Jay, for 19 points for Tay in that second half, was it just a matter of him realizing and figuring out for himself that he had that kid? It was a defensive mismatch with a smaller guard.
Yeah, I think it was a combination of things. He of course had a young man guarding, good player, but Tay had size over, and he could drive it into the mid range, which is his game, and pick up and shoot. But he was also the recipient of other guys throwing. What I liked, and this is what I was referring to earlier, is I like that when he got going. Now, of course, we took layups, but our other guys began to look for him. They began to make sure they would pass up maybe a decent shot to get the ball back him. They knew he had the hot hand, and that's another thing. We kind of always use the phrase, "Don't complicate winning." If somebody's got the hot hand or an advantage over somebody, get them the ball. Get them the ball. And he, of course, got into that zone, and I thought his teammates did a good job of getting him the ball as well. So I was proud to see that. And again, that's kind of another thing I was referring to earlier, is that in the second half we did so much a better job of sharing the ball. We were passing up shots to make sure that those guys, he and Tyler Stevenson, got the basketball. I like to see that.
Coach, there was a couple of back-to-back plays there in the second half, kind of right before he started on his really going off on the offensive end, where he committed a couple of turnovers, and it seemed like you really, it looked on TV to where you weren't too happy. Did you?
No,
did he kind of realize it at that timeout when you went?
Well, here's the deal. I thought, Tay's tough, and I always tell our guys, you got to coach your best players the hardest. If you're consider yourself one of the best players, then you should be wanting to coach the hardest. And Tay's got that mental toughness. You can coach him hard, and he's not going to, throw the towel in, pout like kids do. A lot of them do these days. So I was really not just sending him a message. I was sending one to the rest of the team as well. Well, he responded exactly like a champion does, and he bounced right on back. Yeah, but I don't think he played very well. Tay didn't. You're talking about a great second half. In the first half, he didn't play very well. Now, I'm not taking credit for what I did, although I did laugh about it with him after the game. I said, okay, I said, I got it figured out now, Tay. I know what I need to do. I need to rip into you pretty good and challenge you, your manhood a little bit. And then by doing that, if we can get this result every time, he said, Coach, do whatever it takes. So anyway, yeah, he did not play very well in the first half. I'm not going to take credit for what I did, but I certainly have a high expectation for him and all of our players, and I just didn't think that he was playing with the focus, commitment, effort that he normally does, and I knew that we could win. Of course, didn't anticipate that half that he had, which again was incredible in the second half. But yeah, I felt like we needed to get his attention, but also there was a little bit of psychology in the sense of really talking to the rest of the team through him. All of them can't handle that, Heath.
Looks like FAU hadn't played in a couple of weeks. What do you expect from those guys?
Oh man, they're watching them on film, and I know y'all probably go, "Gosh, man, Ladner says the same thing every freaking week about the opponent." But I have great respect for him. Dusty Mays, the coach. Dusty was with known him for a long, long time. He was an assistant at Louisiana Tech under Michael White. Went to Florida with Mike White when he got the Florida job. And then, of course, the success they've had there helped him get the Florida Atlantic job. Does a great job. They're very well schooled defensively. Big, strong, physical team. Type of team, really, to be honest with you, it's given us a lot of problems. We're going to have to be ready to go to make a game out of this thing. And it's going to be tough. One of the games that kind of a little bit concerning to me against Florida International, my gosh, they were up 30 or 40 points at one time, against Florida International. Now, of course, the next day, Florida International, I think they may have beat them on the last shot or right in the last few seconds. But that one game, it kind of got – now, I've, of course, watched that game. It's kind of got my attention. So they've got a very good team. It's hard to tell, Glenn, because they haven't played to know what to expect. Of course, they will have had a lot of time to prepare for us. And again, they've got such a good coaching staff. They'll be ready and sitting on everything that we do. So, there's not a lot of changes to be made this time of year. You just got to kind of do what you do better and be ready to play. And I feel like that we'll have a feel for what at least they're going to try to do. They try to play through big 6'10", 6'11" kid, Salinas. They'll try to play through him. Greenlee, that very, very quick guard. Forrest, very quick, can really, really score it. And three or four big old strong forwards that they've just got us out probably physical at every position in terms of size and strength. So, we're going to have to make up for that by effort and just old toughness and Southern Miss way of doing things. And but I've got a lot of respect for their team. It's been unfortunate. I was talking to Coach May last week. He called me, and we were just kind of talking about the state of the league. And, they have only played, 8 games, I think, up to this point. And he was telling me that, every one of those have been their opponent, whoever that was. And, so you don't really – I kind of know what to expect or what we think that they will do, because I don't think they're going to change a ton this late in the year. But we also have to kind of be prepared for a lot of stuff as well. But the good thing about this point of the year, I don't think there's very many things that we won't have seen that our guys won't be prepared for. I really do. I feel very confident about that. So excited, though, about playing. I know they're excited about playing. And like I said, I've got great respect, and they've got a heck of a team. So it's going to be a great challenge for us.
Coach, don't have many. Can you comment about the seniors? This is their last home series.
Yeah.
Can you talk a little bit about that?
Absolutely. Of course, LaDavius Draine, Clay Weatherspoon be playing their last home game. Really, no matter what happens, I don't, from here at this point forward, but on Saturday. And, I hope our fans and everyone will come out and support. Of course, that can. If you got tickets, please come. And those are two guys. You got two kind of different guys, but both the same guys. Both are Southern Miss guys. They've represented the program incredibly well. Both are smart. Both good students. Both have graduated. These are guys that are LaDavius Draine, of course, who he's been for our program, and they're like sons to me. Both of them. They're just super, super young men. Of course, LaDavius has had just an incredible career. Saw him kind of coming out of his slump a little bit last weekend, and hopefully he can do his thing. I would love to see him over these next few games kind of come back out and help us be successful. Of course, if he would give us a much better chance. And then Clay Weatherspoon, a lot of people don't understand Clay, and everybody of course knows who his dad is and what he is to our program. But Clay is an incredible leader. He's smart. He's when I say a leader, he leads a lot of the things that we do at practice. He's I just can't say enough good things about it. And let me tell you, when you don't play as much sometimes, and I've been in that situation as a player myself here, it's not easy you go see your buddies and your buddies say, hey man, you get in last night? No, I didn't get a chance to play. It's not easy. And then you got to come back and you work just as hard as those other players. And in fact, I was just 15 minutes ago complimenting our scout team, the guys that run the other team's stuff at practice, and what a great job they did. And of course, Clay's one of them. Did last week helping us prepare for Florida International. So to answer Heath, just to be concise, two great young men. They've represented the university incredibly well. They're both Mississippi kids, and I'm proud of that. And love both of them like they're sons of mine. And I want to see them. Let's send them out on a good note. And that by doing that is playing for our seniors. And I hope I think their teammates feel the same way about them that I do.
Coach, I want to ask you a quick question right quick. Since we're right around the corner and you're a former baseball player, it doesn't have much to do about basketball. But do you catch yourself, I know you don't have much time, but you still a big-time baseball fan, and
Yeah.
you still get a chance to watch it, and you talk a little bit about that if you don't mind.
Well, first of all, when you grow up in Hattiesburg, I grew up in Hattiesburg, played at Oak Grove for Coach Harry Breland, one of the legendary coaches here in Mississippi, and a father to me, and one of the reasons I'm in teaching and coaching today. When you grow up in Hattiesburg, Heath, and you grew up in Hattiesburg, and the time I grew up in there, Hattiesburg's a baseball, and I've always said it's a baseball capital of the world. Nobody plays higher level baseball, and you can look at all of our local schools, and they literally have been dominant in state baseball for many, many years. And there's a reason for that, because it's part of our fabric and culture, and there's a love of baseball here in Hattiesburg. I love it. And I was fortunate to play for Coach Denson when Coach was first getting started here. Coach Palmer was one of our assistant coaches. So, about so get to brag about our baseball program a little bit, and I love Coach Berry too. But our baseball program has had 4 baseball coaches. Over in the last 50 years, you had Coach Taylor, and then you had Coach Denson, who played for Coach Taylor. Then you had Coach Palmer, who played for Coach Taylor and coached for Coach Denson, and then you had Coach Berry, who coached with Coach Palmer. So you've got what the lesson there is consistency. And like we had when Coach Bauer or Coach Underwood, go back to Coach Underwood. And then of course, we had a few different football coaches. Then you got to Coach Bauer. And our programs have been good when we've had great consistency. And we've had great consistency in baseball. And that's why we have one of the nation's best baseball programs. There's a tremendous culture that I love at baseball. If you go to a baseball game here as compared to somewhere in the Midwest or up north, they don't even the people don't understand how special it is until they actually go to Pete Taylor Park.
Good, buddy. LD, let's tell me about, might be your last game at Southern Miss, last weekend at home. Talk to me about the emotions you're feeling right now.
It's a little bittersweet. During my last season, I wanted to, have a chance at competing in the conference tournament. It's looking real slim. But I'm just focused on finishing the season strong at this point, winning the last 2 home games, and giving the fans some excitement for the next year coming.
Have you made a judgment on coming back next year? Are you just going to go ahead and graduate? Have you decided on that?
Yeah, me and Coach talked about it. He just wanted me to focus on finish the season, finishing my classes, and he told me we can just talk about all that when the season over with and in school and all that.
Okay. Man, a question a lot of people ask is, I see you back to the regular hairdo now. Saw the cornrows. Where'd that come from, man?
It was just something new I tried. It's gonna be back this weekend. I had to get it touched up and stuff like that.
Uh, can you, I guess, talk a little bit about this team and what you see from a guy who spent 4 years in that you can see from this team in the future? What are that you've been playing at Southern Miss? What do you see from this team in the future?
Uh, this team has a chance to do great things. We got a lot of new pieces that in years' time we put everything together. Now we got the year under our belt that we don't play together. Now we know we got a feel for each other, and the sky's the limit. Honestly.
You just talked about that not practicing. You guys didn't even really get as much didn't hardly get half as much practice in this season as you say. A couple of years, even last year, a couple of years ago. How much of a difference has that made this season with so many new players?
Yeah, that's a huge difference. During the summer we practice June and July, so we introduced each other in June, and coach started putting in plays and getting to know each other as a team, doing activities and stuff like that during the summer. And with COVID, we didn't have a chance to do that or play like the preseason games. We usually play like 2 or 3 preseason games. We didn't get to play those. We were just straight into the season.
Um, is there something you want to say to the Southern Miss fan base out there? You're one of the more popular players on the team. Is there maybe a message you want to send to them?
Uh, I love and appreciate y'all. I thank you for supporting me the 4 years I've been here, and all the love and all the just keep your hopes up. The storm don't last forever.